What up, homosexual? What's going on? It's Coach Lorena, formerly known as Coach Nat, back at it again, bragging about my clients because they are amazing and they give me lots to brag about. And I want to share that with you in case you're trying to be a happy, healthy homo too. So today I got my homegirl here, Sam, joining us. Welcome, Sam.
Hi.
So Sam's been rocking with us, and let's kick it off with just a little introduction, Sam.
Yeah, I'm Sam or Samantha. I use she, they pronouns. I started in the queer gym in middle of October and have been with y'all for the last 4 months.
Rocking it. Tell us a little bit about how you found us and how you made it official.
So I found you via Instagram and then followed you for almost a year and just like kind of followed along and felt out the vibe, thought it was something for me. And then in that time was also like just developing myself personally. So it got to a point where I finally in my journey felt like safe enough and ready enough to start looking at this aspect of change that I wanted to make because I've dealt with weight issues my entire life. And then it kind of coincided also with I liked the fact that it was virtual and I liked the fact that it was a queer based community. So I think like you and I had talked a couple of months prior to me actually signing up, and I still wasn't quite ready. And then finally was trying to do it on my own and trying to figure it out, and was like, I just need to invest in this. And in October, took the plunge, and you and I had that intro call. And I don't even think I waited. I think I distinctly remember actually saying something like, we need to stop talking about this, and you just need to take my credit card information because I'm just going to find an excuse if you don't.
I actually do remember that. You're like, I changed my mind. Let's just fucking do this.
Yeah.
Because I think originally we did like a promo for my birthday. I remember you came in and I remember you rocking it. And I remember being shocked. Sam's not staying, but they did amazing. And then next thing I know, a couple months later, you're like, actually, let's go. Talk us through a little bit of like what life looked like for you before starting this process with the Queer Gym.
It wasn't not active. I have a pretty active job. I work in hospitality, so I'm moving a lot, I'm lifting things a lot, but that was kind of my base level, and I was just looking at it as like, "Oh, well, this is work," or "This is enough movement." So I wasn't really getting anything extra. I've always been an outdoorsy person. There was a lot more sedentary lifestyle. There were a lot more unintentionally bad food choices, or maybe not bad food choices, just like foods I didn't know that maybe I could cut out here or change to there and make things easier on my body and calorically. I was also in the middle of like going through a breakup and like really discovering like my sexuality and who I was. So it was just like this very tumultuous time. I just kind of hid away and didn't do anything. And then eventually was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I need to put into place the changes that need to happen.
So a glow up and coming out the closet at the same time?
Yeah.
Hey, that's a ultimate fucking revenge right there.
Yeah, it was you could say that.
Okay, I'm here for it. Give me all the tea. Looking back, what's one word that kind of sums it all up back then?
Stagnant. Like,
Damn.
everything was just very stagnant. I wasn't doing very much, I wasn't changing very much, I was very unhappy with where I was, and it's because nothing was changing and I was expecting something to be different.
Mic drop. So, what was the typical day like for you and mentally, physically, emotionally?
Before I started the queer gym, physically, I was starting to move more and track my steps, and I was starting to do little workouts at home and walk the dogs more often. But it took me a minute to get to that point, even. And before then, mentally, it was just very overwhelming. I was still doing the things that I loved, but like didn't feel comfortable doing them anymore. I like to go kayaking. I like to go hiking. I like to be outside a lot. And it just didn't feel comfortable to sit in my kayak for a long amount of time anymore because everything just felt squished. And it didn't feel comfortable hiking anymore because I had gained more weight after the breakup. Everything just kind of felt uncomfortable. And I actively did not enjoy doing the things that I loved because my body was not ready or in the shape to do them.
I feel you on that because I feel like one of the big reasons why I work out because I just want to be able to do the shit I like and feel good doing it. Like that's the whole fucking point of life. So, what was the moment where you're like, all right, I'm fucking done playing. Enough is enough. Something's got to change.
I did that birthday challenge that you had, and it was like, oh, wow, like, you actually can do this. Like, is it hard? Yes.
Mm.
Are you going to have to learn new things? Yes, but the block came down. If you actually do show up for yourself every day, you can do these things. Does your body ache a little bit? Yes, but there's a difference between how my body aches now. Before it ached because it wasn't moving, it was aching because it was like, it was sad. And now I'm like, oh, I'm aching, but that's because we did Oakland booty and now I have to hold on to the sink to sit down and go to the bathroom.
Not the trust falls with the toilet.
Yeah, the other day, quite literally after your Ogun Booty class, I was like, okay, you got this. You can do this.
You're like, who designed these toilets so fucking low? Well, why the queer gym specifically?
I chose you all specifically. One, because I liked that it was virtual. I tried to do a couple of like in-person gyms, here where I am. One, it's like in-person gyms were really intimidating. Like I did not like going by myself and just walking on a treadmill or just working on the elliptical because I didn't know what else to do around me. It was nice to have like the in-person classes, and I loved the fact that it was a queer-based community. Like, especially as someone who was new to actually being open in their sexuality, it's really awesome to like log into a workout and just see a bunch of different people living a bunch of different ways. And everybody is saying, yes, you are okay and safe and right to be here.
I love that about us.
There's never any judgment. The only person who I've ever felt any judgment from has literally been like myself. And even you all have helped check that because it's like, you don't have to judge yourself if you need the change or you need the modification. Do the modification, but work towards the final goal.
You mentioned a little bit about the diversity, not just in lifestyle, but also in skill level, in size, in all the different facets. Can you speak a little bit about that?
That is one of the reasons that I don't like going to an in-person gym or specific hot yoga studio. You find the very same people there, or it's like the lunkheads dropping the weights. In QueerGym, that was never the case. During one matchup, I was with somebody who was like a choreographer for Broadway. So you're moving every single day. Your body is doing crazy things, which was awesome. And then another day, you're meeting somebody in the breakout room who's your size, and so you don't feel like, oh my god, I'm the only one in here like who's this big, or hearing you guys speak Spanish and also then speak in English and knowing it's giant melting pot. It's what it's supposed to be. There's he, she's, theys, gays, everybody is there and nobody is going, you're wrong or you're not or you're this or oh you shouldn't. You can see the people who have been with you longer are also really willing to be like, oh no, here, let me help you figure out how to do this or that. It really never felt like lonely or like you were just doing it from home.
I love that about our OGs.
You can definitely tell the few who have been with you long term. Just because I like the way that they know the workouts or the way that they are in the group or the way that they come to a breakout room. Because those breakout rooms can be intimidating at first. You don't know who you're going to get put in a room with. You don't know what you're going to have to talk about. And some people are more social and some people aren't. And you can see folks who have been with you a while.
And you know what's cool about some of the OGs is that these are people that have never been OGs in the gym setting before. And it's really cool to kind of see them be like, I'm a veteran at a gym now. Like, I'm an
Yeah.
OG now at a gym. Can you believe it? You know? I think that part's been cool for me to witness that, them stepping into that identity. So in regards to the community, how has that played a role in helping you stay consistent?
Honestly, it just builds accountability. And I think that is a lot of what I am even working on right now is being accountable to myself for this thing. But when you're being accountable to yourself for it, especially in this setting when it's something new, knowing that there are also other people who are one, being accountable to themselves and showing up, but two, also expecting you to hold them accountable, it kind of helps in the reciprocity of I'm here for me, but also because I'm here for me, I'm making it okay for you to be here for you too.
Yeah, there's different levels of the accountability. There's the external accountability, like someone holding you accountable, and then there's holding yourself accountable. But really, the secret sauce is in a good balance of both. And it sounds like you've been able to tap into that.
I've really, really enjoyed working with Taylor. I was really standoffish about the whole idea of a coach to begin with and was like, I don't know, I've known some people in my community here who have just magically become coaches. And it's like, I'm a life coach or a this coach. I don't know how this is going to work. And there were even times where there was a little resistance and like, Taylor was awesome because it wasn't just like a, no, I'm your coach, we're going to do it this way. It was, well, I know that you think that this is something you want to keep doing. It was food logging. I was, well, I'm doing really good at it. I think I want it. And she's like, right. But if you food log every single thing you eat for the next 4 months, like halfway through, you're just going to stop logging because it's going to be overwhelming and you're not going to want to do it. And I was like, I don't know. She was like, I mean, you can do it if you want to, but, and I had to stop myself and kind of check myself for a minute. This person has more knowledge in this and more skill in this. And there's a reason that they're doing this. And there's a reason that you paid this person to do this. Just listen. And she was not wrong. If I would have had to continue to food log everything the entire time, I would have never gotten where I was with the way that I eat now.
That's an interesting point you bring up because we do have this conversation often, specifically about that part around the food logging. It's interesting because in a lot of ways, people are open to learning food logging with us because we teach it different. But then when it starts to work because it's being taught different, we get a lot of pushback. Okay, when I want to go back and do it the way that it doesn't work. And I'm like, no, we got this. We'll get there. I want to give you props because it's not just about having a coach. It's about being coachable.
Yeah, I've had to learn that a little bit.
And, on the coach's perspective, it's not just like you're the coach, you know everything. Like I grow through every client as well because I'm also learning how to deliver, how to sit back, how to even ask for consent on like, can I give you some suggestions or can I offer you this? And so I think both people stepping into their relationship from a place of humility is a really important process in the coaching relationship. Like everything in fucking fitness, it's marketed as if you do this, you'll get this. No, both people got to show up. Both people got to do the work. Both people got to communicate. Both people have to have this relationship. And that's why it's really important, not just getting a coach, but the right coach with the right person at the right time. The timing is something that is really important that I don't think people often give a whole lot of thought to. I think you did a good job of acknowledging that for yourself when you were really ready. And I think you did a good job on, being coachable and navigating that process with your coach and building that trust up together. So shout out to you and Coach Taylor for that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You make me blush over here.
Well, let's keep on making you blush because I want to give you 30 seconds to list off all your fucking wins because you got quite the fucking list here.
Yeah, I mean, in the time that I have been with you, a lot has happened. When I started with you all, I was living with some family after that breakup happened just to kind of rebuild and pull things together. And since then, I have moved into my own place. I have dropped 25 of the pounds that I wanted to drop. I have learned a whole new way of looking at how I eat and what I eat. And that's a big one for me as someone who works with food. So it's been really awesome because it's kind of opened up a whole new way of looking at food for me as a chef. And then can almost do a push-up.
Yeah, that's a big one.
But now I start every day with a 15-minute routine. I do that like Chinese lymphatic drainage. I do that regardless what day of the week it is, regardless how many hours I'm working that day. I start with myself first, which has been really great.
Wow.
I work out more than I ever have before. Things have definitely been moving in a really great direction.
How's your mental health been impacted?
Greatly. It's been a world of difference. And I think a lot of it has to do with the way that I now talk to myself to do the hard things. There's always going to be hard things to do. There's always going to be something. And my brain used to be pretty negative about it because it was like, well, you can't do this or you can't do that. Or of course, this is hard for you. Look at you. And now, doing harder things or doing harder workouts, it's like, no, you can do this. You can do a few more. You can get this. It is okay to hurt. It is okay to do this. It's way more of a healthy environment inside of my brain instead of it being, you can't do this because you're fat or you can't do this. No, you can do this. You might have to do it this way or you might have to change it, but you can do this. It is possible for you to do whatever the thing is that you want to do. Like, I remember starting and I remember being angry. I used to fuel myself through workouts with anger because I thought that's like what you were supposed to do. I would find myself like, oh man, look at them. They're just like flying through it and I can't even figure it out. And now it's like, there's no reason to be angry over this. It's gonna hurt. But instead of using the anger to fuel myself, it's like, you can do this. I'm using positivity now. And that's translating through the rest of my day.
Thank you for sharing that. That part that you just said right there is my favorite part of your transformation. It's just even in this conversation, like I can get a sense of the internal journey, like the way that you speak to yourself, of yourself, about yourself. It seems like a total 180 in the last 16 weeks that you've been with us.
A lot has happened in those 16 weeks. Quite honestly, I don't know if I would have been able to make it through some of it if it was not for like the support of Taylor. Like, quite literally, if it was not for her, like checking in and sending messages and even dealing with me being kind of like bitchy at times. I got in a car accident in the middle of moving in the middle of my busiest season of the year. And my world felt like it was crumbling and I went into shock hard and there was all of these things going on and quite literally like I told Taylor I'm like I'm not even remembering to like eat or drink water and the next thing you know like 2 to 3 times a day a message is coming through like, hey, don't forget to stop and have a snack, don't forget to have some water, don't forget to take care of yourself. And having that one consistent person who was there to tell me that while all of these other things were going on and I was just going through the motions. One of the things, like the biggest thing I would say that like kept me through, like if it was not for Taylor through the month of December, I don't think I would have even tried to continue. I don't even know, honestly, like if I would have still been sitting here just because everything was so much. But just knowing that this one person was consistently telling me it was okay to take care of myself and that it was okay to not be able to do the workouts because you're injured. So change this and do that to help carry me through all of it. I wouldn't have been able to figure it out and would have gone back to massive emotional eating, which is really what I was doing prior to all of this.
Shout out to Coach Taylor.
Yeah, amazing. Originally, I was like, oh, you're signing up, and I didn't know there were other coaches. And then you're going to be with Coach Taylor. Okay, so you show us, Coach Lorena, you're the one pushing all the Instagram forward and all of that. And then I sign on with you. And the next thing it's like, did I just get like baited and switched? Like what happened here? And then instantly here is this person. The personality is different, but the same as yours. Like you can see it the way that it comes through. It's kind of like good cop, bad cop. Like hard ass versus a little bit more of the softy, and you get like the both mix makes it like really easy. Like there are times that I've been in your class that I'm like, God damn it, why is this head? And you're just like, no, we're gonna keep doing it, we're gonna keep going. You push through it, and then you get to the end and you're like, wow, that's really great. And then there's been other times where I've been in like one of Taylor's classes and it may be like I'm on my cycle or back after the accident and couldn't really do things where it was like, take modifications and do your thing. And both of you kind of give the range of you have to push yourself, but also it's okay to meet yourself where you're at and be gentle. And so that's kind of the like push and pull I've seen with like you and Taylor. And it's been really helpful to get through a lot of this because you need both of those like energies and dynamics.
That's intentional and that's by design because I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, right? And I know that sometimes we need different support in different ways on different days. It's a conversation that we have anybody that we bring on the team where we're like, what kind of energies and dynamics are on the team now and what would benefit our community going forward? And that's the type of person that we try to look for and bring on the team. And the other thing is that the most success I've ever had as a coach or as a gym owner has always been when I have stuck to my guns around one rule when it comes to hiring other trainers. And that rule is, would I let this trainer train my mom? And I would absolutely let Taylor train my mom. My mom is a spicy Mexican lady, she's going to bring that spice, but also it's my mom. I want someone that's knowledgeable, that I can trust, that has a good heart and can coach with empathy. And I want that same care and nurture for all my clients that I can't personally one-on-one coach. Again, shout out to Coach Taylor and shout out to you. Y'all rocked it. So what's next for you?
I am going to keep on keeping on. One of my goals is to ride a bike by spring, and I am working on that. So I'm going to keep on my stationary. I'm going to keep what I'm doing. I'm really looking forward to this summer and spring to be able to get out and start hiking and start moving and get back in my kayak and to just do all of that and still be able to keep doing what I'm doing and balancing it with the diet, because it's between the diet and the physical activity. I am seeing a sustainable change. It's not that typical, hey, I need to drop this all right now. I'm just having to remind myself this change is going to come as you change your life, and that's what's going to bring it. So just keep moving my life in the direction that I want to, and the changes will be there.
Well, you've done amazing work, and I'm excited and I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
So my last question for you is, if you could send a message back to old you, what would you tell her now?
You should have signed on after the first conversation. But really, if I were to get deeper with it, it would be like, it's okay to want that change, and it's not a bad thing. You don't have to hate yourself. That's not gonna do it. Like, you can't hate yourself into change. It doesn't change it. I mean, it just doesn't do it.
Another mic drop. So good. Well, thank you so much, Sam. I'm really proud of all the work you've done. Thank you for coming on and sharing your story. You are officially a fitness inspo.
Not anything I ever thought I'd hear, but thank you.
Well, all right, y'all. I told you my clients are awesome. We would love to have you. If you feel like we can help you become a happy, healthy homo, please check us out, subscribe, and come through. Pull up. Peace.